Welcome to Singapore. Just arrived in Changi Airport. A lot of people. Just took a 17 hours flight from San Francisco to Singapore. So easy. It took me literally just a couple minutes from the gate to immigration. Past the immigration.
As a cultural traveler, I love the inclusion of Singapore. What do I mean by inclusion? Singapore is so diverse with lots of different cultures, from Chinatown to Little India to Peranakan to the super expat neighborhoods. Every corner of this island nation is a testament to the harmonious coexistence of various ethnicities and religions. You will never feel you're left out.
Welcome to Singapore.
Yes.
Welcome to Chinatown.
I personally adore the architecture in Singapore.
Going into the floating apple.
Between modern luxury and Singapore's traditional roots. But MBS is not the only great architecture piece here. How about the airport and Jewel? Singapore is the only country in the world that people would go to airport to hang out, and is actually an attraction site. Amazing building designs are really everywhere. From National Museum to office buildings, and even to residential buildings.
As a metropolitan city, Singapore is one of the most green cities in the world. Taking a break from the buzz and hassles, it's so easy, just a few minutes from the city center. Taking a walk by the waterfront, enjoying the Spaceship National Stadium, where you have some peaceful time. When you're in Singapore, how can you miss the yummy food here? Hawker Center is the most prominent culture in Singapore. To me, food is more than just physical item itself. It's a cultural experience. There is philosophy behind Singapore's hawker centers. You can tell from Singaporean food, diversity all converge into their flavors, reflecting a country's history on every plate. To really experience this, Koala specifically worked in the hawker center to learn how Singaporeans made their famous tea and coffee, which tastes very different from any other part of the world. For those who don't know much about Singapore tea and coffee menu is very confusing and difficult to understand. Te is the local tea. Kopi is the local coffee. There is different versions of tea when you order it. Teh C is tea with evaporated milk. Teh O is tea without milk. Teh is tea with condensed milk. Then you add other words behind these orders, such as Teh C Kosong, which means Teh C without sugar. In Singapore, it's an art to order tea and coffee. Koala highly recommend you try them in Singapore to enrich your experience here.
More strong and thicker, and the one I make is kind of diluted, so maybe I'll try another one. Of course, don't forget the amazing food, with everything just $3 to $5 US, such as chicken rice, carrot cake, fish head noodle soup. If you want to upgrade your budget, you can go for peppered crabs and some of the fine dining Peranakan restaurants. I also want to introduce mascot of Singapore, Merlion, because I think it represents Singapore's identity, but a lot of people only take pictures of it without knowing what it really means. More than a tourist attraction, this iconic Merlion represents the country's blend of its maritime past and forward-looking vision. Now, among Singaporeans daily, they use the term Merlion in a sentence like, "Don't drink too much and become a Merlion." It means not to drink until you throw up. Oh yeah, Singaporeans got a lot of humors, but you just need to know the cultural context to understand them.
Singapore, and it's kind of really cool to see animal I've never seen, see how they breathe, all of this sea jelly, looks like a mushroom. Is really cool.